What was I doing and where was I at? September the 11th of 2001. Well, it started out as a typical day. I was the budget chief at Fayetteville State University, and I had gone to work that morning. I had dropped my daughter off at school and started my work day in my office with my staff. I remember we used to have these big box TVs and all of the, directors and executive offices. So I would turn the TV on every morning or whatever. And I remember just kind of going through my desk, looking to see what I had and my tasks were for that day, just as I'm doing right now. And I don't know. I don't know if there was a feeling. I don't know. I think I was still kind of melancholy because the month before, in August of 2001, we had just buried my grandmother. So, and I was 6.5 months pregnant with my son. So I had a 9-year-old and was 6.5 months pregnant with my son. And I remember being in my office and my phone rang. And it was one of my best friends. Her name was Michelle. She called me and said, "Tanya, have you seen the news?" And I said, "No, what's going on?" And she was like, "Girl, a plane done hit the World Trade Center." And I was like, "Wait, what?" So her husband at the time, he was also stationed at Fort Bragg, and he was a rigger. You see, my husband was a paratrooper. He jumped out of airplanes for over 20 years, probably about 22 years. He was a paratrooper, and he was with 82nd Airborne Spec Ops. So he was always going to be that one. When we had to go, I knew he had to go. But it didn't dawn on me like, wow, this is, we just thought it was a plane that had crashed. But then I'm stuck to the news, and we're all stuck, watching the news. And literally we're watching the news and we see the second plane crash into the second tower. And I was like, oh, this wasn't a regular plane crash. What's going on? And about that time, my cell phone started ringing. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was my husband. And he said, "Babe, where you at?" I said, "I'm in my office." He said, "Okay, go home." I said, "What you mean go home? I'm at work, man. Gotta get this money." He said, "Go home." He said, "Go pick our daughter up from school. Go home. Do not leave the house until you hear from me." I'm nervous now. I'm shaking because I'm like, the world might not know. Most Americans might not know what's about to go down. But I do, because I know what my husband does, right? So I started getting my stuff, and so I run to the other end of the hallway because my suite, the budget suite, was on one corner of the business and administration buildings, and the VP for business and finance's office was on the other end. So I run down this office. I'm like, "Hey, I gotta go. I need to go pick up my kid, and I gotta go home. I just got a call from my husband. We are under attack. The World Trade Center has been attacked, and he's giving me the directive to go home." Now, I'm a strong-headed, talk back. You ain't getting ready to tell me what to do, but it be something in my husband's voice when he say something. I listen because I know he not playing. He be in soldier mode then, and I be like, wait a minute, Rambo about to come out. It's about to be some shit moving and shaking going on. So I got to do what this man say. I ain't hesitate. I went and let them know. I was like, boom, I got to go. I got to go get some of my babies because my baby daddy said, get your arse to the house right now and don't you leave. So I did that. I jumped in my green BMW and said, skirt, skirt. Gone. Went and picked up my kid, went home. I sat there. Didn't hear anything back. Now, this was in the morning. So this happened to be before, I think, I probably got to her school and picked her up around about 10:30, 11. So now we're at home, we're sitting, and we're just terrified. And interestingly enough, my daughter's teacher at the time, her father worked in the trade center, in the World Trade Center. Unfortunately, he did not survive the crash. We didn't find that out until much later when, the rescue efforts and stuff were underway and completed. However, I sat home, my daughter and I, huddled up with a blanket on the couch in front of the TV, watching CNN, waiting for my husband to come home, or for us to, get a phone call or something about what was going on, for him to give us an update. And I didn't see my husband for 3 days. Part 2 coming up.